So right now I will show you a couple of different tips on how you can take a good selfie on your iPhone. Now, of course, you don't really need to have any other third-party app. You just click on the camera app, go to the selfie mode right away, and you can snap a picture of yourself, no problem. But this is just the basic stuff. But my very first tip would be to pay attention to the screen protectors. Like, we all love to use them. We want to protect our devices, but there are so many of them available which look somewhat like this, where you're supposed to just make sure that you actually locate and position it perfectly so it just gets around the camera, like you get the circle around it, and this may result in not properly installing the the screen protector. And if you don't install it properly, then it can easily happen that it's just gonna cover the selfie camera a little bit. So at first I would advise you to check your screen protector if you have one, what type it is, and if it's not covering the camera on the selfie. For example, it may be like a regular one, but perhaps the edge, perhaps it's slightly off to the side, and perhaps the edge is covering the camera a bit. So just pay attention to that. That would be my first tip. The second tip would be to find normal or natural lighting. Because, for example, if I open up the camera right now on my iPhone, you can see that I am very close to a window. So you can see here is a window, a very large one. So a lot of natural light can come to my face, so this is really good. So right now when I flip the camera, chances are that the selfie is going to look much better because of the natural lighting. So whenever you can, of course, during the night or other occasions you don't really have the option to, but whenever you can, just try to search for natural lighting to see if you can light yourself up with the actual light instead of your other flashes, because you of course have a flash for the selfie camera as well, because if you go to the selfie mode you can swipe up and enable the flash like this, so you can turn it on. But yeah, the flash, as you can notice, is just the white screen. So yeah, you use the artificial light of your iPhone's screen to cover or light up your face, so it's probably not the best idea. I mean, it's preferred to have the actual natural lighting. So of course, that would be my second tip. The next one would be about the background, because people don't really care about it, but background is kind of important. Of course, the subject, the you, is even more important, but the background is just as important. And in this case, what you can play with is the portrait selfie. The portrait selfie is the same one as if you were taking like a regular one, but it gives you the option to switch the background. So for example, it can make my face look normal with color, but the background is black. This is black, and you can see that there can be also a white background, or you can see a blurry background behind me, which looks really nice, or different lightings and stuff. So definitely play with this, and this naturally works the best, as I mentioned, on natural lighting. So that's something to pay attention to, of course. But besides that, definitely play with the background. So try to see if you can play with the portrait selfie, which is something that is actually going to help you a lot. And also, the last tip I would have for you is that once you take a selfie, it's not at the end, because you can of course open up the camera like this, and you have a picture of yourself, which you can actually play with. So for example, if you take a live selfie, so this was live photo, you can play around with it if you want. So for example, you may just set it to long exposure, which is gonna make everything kind of blurry, and perhaps you like this effect a lot. Or if there are things moving in the background, then you staying still, capturing live photo and switching to long exposure in the Photos app is going to make it much cooler, because there's going to be like a blurred light in the background behind you, and you are going to be focused. So definitely something to play with. But these are of course not the only things you can edit. So you can of course edit the lighting, the exposure, all the stuff that you want. But yeah, just be careful with it. Over edited selfies probably don't look the best. Yeah, perhaps add some shadows or lift them up or whatever you want to do. But yeah, that would be like the next tip. So definitely, for taking a good selfies, the process doesn't end inside of the camera. Okay, so that would be the tips from me. But of course, what I want to show you is the Foxtecc educational platform, which you can join for free. And for example, if you like to use social media, perhaps definitely check out the free video editing course in Adobe Rush, something that you definitely have to check out so you don't miss out, or even like in-depth iPhone guides. Definitely something worth taking a look at. So go ahead and do that right now. I will wait for you on the inside. For now, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe to Foxtecc and see you guys later.